Low libido in females. Have you noticed your libido isn't what it used to be? You're not alone. Let's deep dive today into exploring the causes of low libido, some tips on how to improve it, and get those sparks going in the bedroom once again. Hello, I am so thrilled to be here. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Michelle Cooke, period and hormone naturopath, natural fertility educator or menstrual cycle chart educator, and emotion release technique practitioner. I help women struggling with their menstrual cycles have easy, pain-free periods, balanced hormones, and emotional well-being. I am the founder and director of Reproductive Wellness. I see patients both online and face to face. If you have any questions or comments, please pop them down below and I'd be more than happy to answer them for you. What is low libido in women? Low libido, low sex drive, or low sexual appetite means the following. So there might be reduced responsiveness to sexual cues. There could be difficulty becoming aroused, reduced sexual thoughts or fantasies, and a lack of interest in sex or any type of intimacy. Low libido is actually incredibly common, although it is not something that you actually have to live with. And the reasons behind it are often multifactorial or more than one reason. So addressing it can improve your not only the sexual satisfaction, but also your well-being and your relationship and connection with your partner. Causes of low libido in women. Number one, hormone imbalances. So there can be low estrogen. This can happen in perimenopause. So remember that perimenopause is the prequel to menopause, and it's typically occurring about 10 years before actual menopause. So usually if you're in your 40s, you have arrived in perimenopause. And low estrogen, remember this is occurring in the latter phase of the perimenopause phase, not in the earlier phase. In the earlier phase of perimenopause, that is typically when estrogen is higher. So it's 3 times higher than what it would normally be. And then in the latter phase, it becomes lower. Another reason for low estrogen is menopause. So this is when estrogen is typically lower than it would be in your menstruating years or the years when you had your period. And a symptom of low estrogen in women is things like vaginal dryness. So this leads to discomfort, friction, tearing, etc. So it can make, sex very undesirable. Another reason is high prolactin, otherwise known as hyperprolactinemia. So this can occur with breastfeeding. So this hormone is produced in higher amounts to actually stimulate breast milk production, right? So it results in lower production of estrogen and progesterone in the attempt to stop ovulation from happening. But unfortunately, this will squash our sexual desire. Stress. So high stress, this can result in high levels of prolactin as well. Another reason for high prolactin can be a prolactin secreting tumor. Hypothyroid, so an underactive thyroid, and low testosterone. So women do need good healthy amounts of testosterone. It's not just a male type hormone. And it's just that we have lower amounts of this compared to men. But if it's too low in terms of what a woman should need, this can lead to low libido as well. Number two, physical factors. They can be pain, they can be chronic illness or disease, they can be fatigue or tiredness, vaginal infections, endometriosis, adenomyosis, vaginismus or spasms of the vagina. It can be due to medications as well, so the oral contraceptive pill and antidepressants. There can be also nutritional deficiencies because some of these are involved in hormone production. So things like zinc, B vitamins, vitamin D, and iron. Number 3, so emotional and psychological reasons. So relationship issues, past trauma, so this could be physical, sexual, or emotional abuse, stress, anxiety, depression, and low self-esteem. Number 4 is lifestyle factors, poor sleep, alcohol use, recreational drug use, smoking, and lack of exercise. How to increase female libido. There are so many more suggestions than what I'm going to mention here today, but here are just a few that you can try if there are crickets in the bedroom. So again, here are some things that you might like to try to get that mojo back. Remembering that you really need to get to the bottom of the reason or reasons why it's actually happening in the first place to fix it properly. So number 1 is fruity fresh. So watermelon contains citrulline, which increases blood flow to your privates and it increases sexual arousal and blood vessel relaxation. Number 2 is new peaks. So maca. So maca is an adaptogenic herb which helps you adapt to stress. It has also been shown to improve sexual desire in women as well. So you can be popping 2 teaspoons of this into your smoothies or into your juice. Number 3, spice up your life. So nutmeg, saffron, and cloves. Nutmeg and clove have been shown to improve sexual behavior. So you can sprinkle this onto your yogurt or into your smoothie. Saffron may help improve the mood too. So pop some into your cooking or a dash into your rice when that's cooking. Treatment for low libido in females. As you can see, there's several reasons for low libido. So you would need to make sure that you're addressing the reason or the reasons why you're actually experiencing it. The most thorough way to treat low libido is to get to the bottom of those causative factors. That's what I'd be recommending. And treating them naturally. So you can do this by seeing a period and hormone naturopath like myself. So these are the kind of things that I would be typically exploring. So A, testing. So I would be looking at girly hormones via blood tests. So things like estrogen, progesterone, testosterone at certain times throughout your menstrual cycle. Salivary hormones if indicated, and this looks at 3 different types of estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. A full thyroid test, so through a blood test, not just TSH, but the whole lot. So TSH, free T3, free T4, spot urinary iodine, and thyroid antibodies. Morning cortisol. So this is a blood test that's done first thing in the morning. It just gives us an idea of what is your stress, your sort of adaptation to stress like. and salivary cortisol if indicated. So this actually measures cortisol over 4 different time points throughout the day. So it gives us a more thorough understanding of what is your cortisol like. Is there enough to help you adapt to stress? Are you quite stressed at the time of the test? And typically that would be sort of elevated cortisol, or are there sort of points throughout the day where there's sort of high or low points of cortisol where there's adrenal insufficiency there? Another thing that I typically test would be nutrients, so through a blood test. So I would be looking at things like iron, vitamin D, B vitamins, and zinc. And a gut microbiome test is typically a good idea when you've got hormone imbalance going on. So I would typically look at doing that if indicated. And also looking at liver enzymes via a blood test, remembering that the liver breaks down our hormones once it's done what it needs to do in the body. So it's very, very important to look at and make sure that detoxification is happening properly, so estrogen is being broken down properly as well. So B, treatment. So with treatment, I would be addressing the causative factors with herbal medicine, nutritional medicine, and dietary and lifestyle advice. If you would like support with your low libido, I would absolutely love to help you. So make sure that you go ahead and book an appointment. If you are watching on YouTube, there is a link in the description. If you are watching on my website blog, there is actually a button below to book your appointment. FYI, I will be uploading a video every week talking about women's health, periods, hormones, menstrual cycles, and all those types of juicy things. So make sure that you stay tuned for the next video. If you are watching on my YouTube channel, be sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any future videos. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you so much.